Romance anime that should have gotten a second season but never did. Let's talk about them. But before we begin, I talk about all things anime. So if you're into anime news, rants, or recommendations, you should definitely hit that follow button because I'm gonna be talking about stuff you definitely don't want to miss. Now, sometimes you sit down and watch romance anime and you fall in love with the characters, only soon to find out once you're done with the first season, there is no second season, and then you die inside. One of them being one of my all-time favorites, Maid-sama. Watching this romance anime when I was younger made me absolutely fall in love with the genre. The whole dynamic of the stone-cold student council president Aizawa having to work at a maid cafe to help support her family, only for the pretty boy of the school, Usui, to find her working at the maid cafe and fall in love with her, teasing her throughout the entire show. After the end of the first season, I desperately wanted this show to get a second, but it sadly never did. However, the manga is completed and you do get to see them live their happily ever after at the very end of it, which sadly I can't say for the next one on our list, that being Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Now again, Chivalry of a Failed Knight is one of my all-time favorite romances, especially when I was younger, following the story of our main character Iki, who's known as the worst one in his school full of knights. You know, it's one of those magical school romance anime, which where he just so happens to be stuck as a roommate to one of the top girls in his class, being Stella Vermilion. And now this is when the trope first started happening, so don't give it too much hate. But something about seeing that Romeo and Juliet dynamic from them when I was younger, you know, Stella being a talented princess who's been gifted since she was a kid, to Iki who's been crowned the worst one, a disgrace to his family, and had to work for everything he's acquired. Their two dynamics really just showed you that love conquers all. And when you finally see them reunite at the end where they're embraced in each other's arms, I was kicking my feet as a child. I was super excited. And then my excitement turned into sadness when I learned that there was no season 2. The manga stopped running in 2017, but the light novel did conclude in 2023, and you are able to see their happy ending in that. So there is a bit of a silver lining. And now my final one is what I always wanted to have a second season for. That's Yona of the Dawn. This story I instantly fell in love. What? It's getting a second season? Let's fucking go!